We overcomplicate a lot of things. You should be posting on Facebook all the time. It's what I call not being a secret agent. It is your job to remind your people, your sphere of influence, that you're in real estate. It is not their job to remember. We want everlasting clients because we're bringing so much value. Sometimes you just have to do and take the action, and then you find the solution intentionally because you know what your business is going to look like and you have the business, you've earned it. You have the business to back it up.
What are the biggest holes inside of your real estate business right now? I don't know if you ever think about that. I sure hope you do, but I do all the time. And we almost specialize in knowing about that. So on today's episode of the Reside PLatform POdcast, I'll be your host. My name is Suneet Agrawal. And then we have Lauren Rathgeb from our operations team. She's the operations ninja, right? Expert. What's your official title, Lauren?
Yeah, I'm the client success manager over here at Reside.
Yes, client success manager. And this is your second time being on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Good. So the reason, and for everyone out there checking out this episode, I was talking to Lauren and just thinking about everything that we do inside of Reside, and honestly, my own business too, because I'm in the trenches every friggin' day, is where are the biggest holes in people's businesses and opportunities? And the answer is not just leads, right? It's not always just more leads. And having Lauren on this episode, I mean, guys, she talks to nearly 50 teams several times a month, every month.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So your insight is realistic.
Yeah.
And hopefully, if you're listening to this episode, you can get some ideas and look and see where to look and see if there's some opportunities for you to fix anything you may be missing. Sound good?
Sounds like a plan.
Lauren, what'd you think of my intro?
I loved it.
Loved it? Oh, okay.
It was good.
Good.
Okay,
good. Thank you. These are the things that we work on, that she gets to have a witness of, see me zone out and say stuff. So good. So last 90 days, yep. What have you seen the biggest, let's say, teams that are joining Reside? And I know, and there's been a lot. What have been some instant things that you see that anybody out there listening, whether they want to work with us one day or not, can look at right away and maybe take some value from?
Yeah. The biggest things that come to mind right now is we overcomplicate a lot of things. And I think the most important thing is we do not need to recreate the wheel. The basics are the basics for a reason. So when teams are coming to us, it's what is the process within our CRM? We over here use Follow Up Boss. I've used many CRMs. I love, let's call it FUB for simple purposes right now. And inspecting what we inspect, I think, is one of the biggest things that teams have an opportunity to do, because a lot of times we set it and forget it. And, action plans and e-alerts, things just stop working. And so I think going back and inspecting what we expect is the biggest opportunity that we have within our CRMs and our leads right now.
Lauren, that is friggin' fire right there. Thanks. You started off so good. Great job.
I learned it from you, Suneet.
Okay. Well, thank you. I don't know if that's true or not, but start with the CRM. Mm-hmm. It's so easy to never go back in the CRM. Just, I remember John telling me, dude, that's your superpower, is you watch the CRM like a hawk.
Yeah.
Not this week, to be fully transparent. I've been doing other stuff, but that's an easy place to start. Look at your flow. Dude, look at the emails that are going out. How old is that email? Let me tell you, we sell a decent amount of houses, and my emails had videos that I filmed in my infant daughter's nursery room during COVID up until last month. That was all right.
Yep.
Said it, and that's me in the CRM several hours a week anyhow. But look at that stuff. That's easy.
Mm-hmm.
That was an easy fix. It cost me $100 to fix that because I already had all the videos done. Right. Where else can people? So the CRM have a process.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm sure if you look on SuneetAgrawal.com and look up the follow-up cadence ebook that's down there, you can download my process for free. In fact, I'll ask them to make sure to put that link here in the show notes.
Perfect.
That's how we follow up leads and look at the cadence and ask for updates. Take that. What's another example of somebody overcomplicating something?
Yeah, well, let's even just stick with the CRM right now. So it's what are we quantifying as a phone conversation inside of your CRM? So for Follow Up Boss, we know that there's a leaderboard in there. So when we say going back to the basics and not overcomplicating the process, it's are your agents, let's call it, making 35 phone calls a week, hopefully more, and hosting over a 2-minute conversation. That's what we will qualify as a phone call. Are they doing that? Are they holding 2 appointments a week? You can set as many appointments as you want, but if they're not holding them and they're not converting them, that's an issue. Are they adding contacts to their database each week? Are they getting out in the community, or are they being a secret agent? It's going out and doing the activity and showing up as a leader as well. That's a process. That is the standard. Doing it alongside of them. And Suneet, you just brought up something where you were talking about going into your database and inspecting it. That's something that John tells us to do all the time. It's doing it alongside your agents, the lead generation, the outbound prospecting for recruiting, and then the 1 hour of database auditing that day, 3 hours. Can you say you're doing that 4 days a week at least? I don't know.
Good answer. Yes. I mean, just to, give it all away again, here's the framework that we tell everybody, right? Like, if you're in production, still good. Don't ever, unless you do give it up. I've given it up. I have other stuff now that takes care of that part of my life, right? And however, if you're selling yourself, still good. Here's your schedule 4 days a week. 1 hour of lead gen, making calls along your agents. 1 hour of recruiting, prospecting, calling recruits, and 1 hour of database audit. And if you do that from 9 to 12, Monday through Thursday, maybe you do it. Maybe your meeting's at 11 on Tuesday, so you do it in the evening. My kids are yelling. You do it in the evening on Tuesday. But if you did that, like, what would your team look like? Right? That's a big opportunity, and that's a big hole. Good. And then we're talking about conversations. I like what you just said. Let me ask you, did you pull that from the Rise training?
I pulled it from my Reside training that I hear you guys talking about all the time.
Good.
And yes, it is in the Rise training as well. So we practice what we preach over here.
Yeah, good. So just to, say what Lauren said again for everybody out there, 35 2-minute conversations equals a deal. That's the data. Hopefully your numbers are better. 35 2-minute conversations on the leaderboard and Follow Up Boss as a deal. I wonder if you talk 35 times to the same person in a week, that'd probably be because you had a deal. Right? So, I don't know. That's kind of how the numbers work. And then you said go on 2 appointments a week.
Yes.
Right?
Standard.
Go on 2 appointments a week. I think that's pretty low, but I like that for most people. We used to say an appointment every day to stay on leads. We don't say that anymore, but that's how we started. 2 appointments a week. I like that. 35 2-minute conversations, 2 appointments a week. Adding people to the database, adding records. Well, Suneet, how is somebody going to add a record to the database? They're going to talk to people that aren't in the database and get their information and add it. And if, like, I know what people are going to say is, well, agents, my team doesn't want to add their leads to my database. And honestly, I get every angle. Some agents may have had a bad experience where somebody tried to steal them with that stuff. My policy from day one is, look, add your stuff to my Follow a Boss account. It's really dialed. We got newsletters. We got all these automations. I got everything, 2 of them going in that account. So add your people in there. And look, I don't want to sell a house to like your mom, bro. The day that you leave, I'll delete these people. I don't need them. And if that's not your policy, fine. That's been my policy and it's worked. So good. So we said 35 2-minute conversations. Love that. You got to pick up the phone. 2 appointments a week. That's great. And adding people to the database. How many people per week should they be adding to the database?
I've been saying 5. I don't know if you agree
5,
with that.
Yeah.
Okay. You like 5.
I like 5.
I say 5 because you can just go out. How many conversations are you having with people in a week? And these are not leads that you're adding that are coming in from pay-per-click or somewhere where we're already paying for them. It's getting out into the community. Does your community know you're the agent that they should be working with? Yes or no? If not your friends, you should be posting on Facebook all the time. It's what I call not being a secret agent. It is your job to remind your people, your sphere of influence, that you're in real estate. It is not their job to remember it. So make sure you're on social media, you're out in the community, just making it a better place.
Yeah. This is so good. So to sell more real estate, you got to talk to more people.
Mm-hmm. You do. Hope you're a people person.
Yeah. Well, if you aren't a good people person, then you better be able to fake it.
Yeah.
That's really good. So overcomplicating things, forgetting about the fundamentals, like that's just so fundamental. And I love it. It's so simple. Like before you start chasing something new, are you doing those 3 things? Are you doing that 12 hours a week worth of work in here? Because I think a lot of people in leadership are probably pretty scattered, like everybody who's an independent contractor. So what I see a hole with a lot of people is not having any kind of schedule at all. Right?
Yep.
And I have a terrific business partner who I've been talking to lately. We won't say his name, but he said something interesting to me the other day that I like having a lot of white space on my calendar. I was like, dude, that's awesome. Well, I don't. And then this person is very disciplined, right? So if that works for him, until you can get there, use your damn calendar and book the stuff out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know that's another process that we hear a lot is I don't have time, or the excuse. And we can go back and say, okay, let's look at your calendar for the last 90 days. Heck, let's look at it for the last 30. It's like spending money too. It's, oh, I can't go spend this on XYZ. I can't invest in that. I have no money. It's let's go look at your bank account and inspect that and see what's truly important to you. It's the same thing with your calendar.
Yes. Good. Inspecting. Dude, that's so good. What else? What are some other big opportunities or holes that we see?
Internal communication, I'd say, is another really big one. That can be with your staff, or that can even be with setting the right expectations and standards with your agents. So, for example, it's if you have a few people on your administrative team, your operations team, whatever we want to call it, and people are doing duplicated efforts. We're not getting it happens a lot. That's probably the biggest thing is the duplicated efforts and people not communicating with each other. Someone signs a listing that goes to the wrong person or something. The ball gets dropped because it wasn't properly communicated to who it needed to go to. So, excuse me, I would say have some kind of have Slack, have Google Chat, have a group text message, but make sure that the right people are getting the right information, and you do some kind of a lane exercise so there's no work that's being duplicated.
Yeah. Task management.
Yep.
Right.
Goes into the calendar conversation we're talking about too. I coach a lot of admin and I say, hey, let's look at your calendar. Are you time blocking? And they say, well, no, because I have every day is so different. But is it?
God, I hate that.
I do too. You know, your most important thing is processing either a new contract or a new listing or onboarding an agent. What's the most important thing you have to do every single day? Make that repetitive and then build your tasks throughout the day based off of that.
Really good. Really good. And I think that is just testimony to a lot of agents who become team leaders. It's their first time hiring somebody to be an admin. And what people end up doing is just firing off tasks all day. Do this, do this, do this, do this.
Yeah.
Right. And even
Mhm.
like, I'll be like, I had a bunch of admin in my mortgage office. I had a whole like managers, you know, deep department managers, assistant managers in my store I had. And when I got into real estate, my first admin was a VA. I just fire
Love
shit
'em.
off at him all day. Right. And it's
Mhm.
not the way to go. You have to use some kind of process. Right. And I
Yes.
think task management with prioritization and task assignment
Mhm.
is key.
Mhm.
I like Monday, as you know. I love Monday, and I think I got you loving it too. Do
I
you still
love it.
use it?
I
Yeah.
do still use it. I use it every day. I go in there because that's the form of, if we're talking about internal team communication, that's the process that we use. We also use Slack or a team group message, but as long as I'm getting you all the information that you need or updates in one centralized location, I think that's the key part of it here is have the most important updates located in a central place. We love
Yes.
Monday. That could be a Google Doc, that might not be
It
the
could.
most efficient. But Monday, can be very expensive. So if we're trying to be cost effective right now and you're using G Suite or Microsoft, have it in a drive, but just have
Yeah.
everything in one centralized location. Because I think that's another opportunity for efficiency is things are scattered. They're not organized. And then you do bring in somebody, but then they're trying to learn it as well. And they're like, where is this? Where does this live? I know I still ask some questions too. I've done that in my past. I'm like, I don't know where anything is. So it's really the job of the team leader and their integrator or their admin to start. I would start there. Have one centralized place where everything is.
Yeah. I mean, when I first got started, I used a free version of Trello.
Love Trello.
Yeah. I mean, the cool thing about Monday, here's a Monday ad. I wish I had an affiliate link, damn it. Do I? Okay, but
He's the best rep for Monday.
yeah, is you can hit the Kanban view and it looks like Trello.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there you go. So you can
Cool.
make it look just like Trello. Cool. So inspect what you expect. CRM, fundamental activities,
Mhm.
tasks. Have an organized system for tasks.
Mhm.
In your file compliance, I'm sure that whatever software you're using has some kind of task management there. Use it. Have people
Mhm.
own stuff and assign to it and have notes in a centralized place where people who need access can get access. And in a lot of this task management stuff, I don't think it's necessary for every agent in the organization to have access. That's not how mine is built out. However, my friend Jenny Wiemert from Wiemert Real Estate out in Florida, Orlando. What's up, Jenny? She had Monday built out as the whole backend for her entire organization, and the agents use it, and
That's
they do
cool.
transactions in there, and all of it. So it can be done. However, I'm not telling anybody they need to build out something crazy. You could use Google Docs or whatever. Yep. Use some kind of group messaging software. Another thing I'm really good at promoting is Slack. Slack is absolutely free. Free dollars. There is a paid version. I don't use it. I have 130 users in my account.
Yep.
There's some bells and whistles missing that we don't get. Sure. Does it do the damn trick? Yes. So internal messaging. Good. This is a value-packed episode. What else are we seeing?
Yeah. I would say the biggest, well, they're all big. Another common thing is agent onboarding, the process for agent onboarding. And that's something that I know you and I have talked about a lot recently. And my one thing, 20%, whatever we want to call it, my main focus is the client experience. And I was reading a Facebook post that I saw that you commented on this morning, Suneet. We won't say whose it was. It was awesome. It was about customer satisfaction versus customer loyalty.
Sure.
And it made me realize I like that, because I'm always talking about the ultimate client experience, and that leads into client loyalty. We want everlasting clients because we're bringing so much value. And that is my one thing with what I do with onboarding clients to what we do, but also a lot of the teams that I talk to want to do the same thing. They want to be the team where their agents are going to and provide the most value, and they're changing their families' lives. So what I would give, what advice I would give for this is focusing on key retention milestones within your agents, or even with your staff. This is really good. So the experience within the first hour, the first day, the third day, and the seventh day. That is how you win, build trust, and create lasting impact within with your agents and your staff.
Wow. Say that again.
Okay. Key retention milestones are you hit them within the first hour, the first day, the third day, and the seventh day. If you're not winning and building trust, you're going to lose them.
I'm going to have my admin team listen to that part of this call right.
Awesome.
So everybody who's listening to this, that was fire. And it feels like there, and I can understand the reasoning behind it. I was going to say data, but I think it's wrong. I can understand the reasoning, and it's the frequency. And if you systematize like that, then you don't kind of think about it. So good. So good. So good. What else you got? Is there anything else that we can add to this list?
Let me check, because I've been thinking about this a lot.
Let me ask you this. Is
yeah.
A big part of Reside is we have a CFO.
Yes.
And so my question to you, we're talking about many, many teams that you talk to, more than just or even clients, because you're involved in the process from start to beginning. This is something anybody can do. What percentage of teams have their books dialed when they join?
When they join, it's a small percentage.
It's a small percentage.
It is.
So go ahead.
I was just going to say, some do have it locked in, some do have it dialed. It depends on the size of the team, but that really is why teams partner with us, is so that they can get coaching in how to become better, especially with bookkeeping.
Yeah. I mean, financials, if you don't have them, get them. Get your balance sheet, get your P&L, get your cash flow statement. I mean, if you're just starting out listening to this, get QuickBooks. I mean, I started out with the app on my phone, and every expense would flow through, and I would categorize it into marketing, or people, or overhead. And I really thought I felt like I had my books dialed forever. I had a terrific bookkeeper that did the books for 4 of my businesses, and I was very happy. However, this was a general bookkeeper, and there's nuances around real estate that were left out. So if you're bigger team and can consider getting somebody nuanced in real estate, for us, it's internal, and it's just something that we offer to the teams. And I think it's great. But look at getting your books dialed.
Good. Yeah, and to elaborate on that, it's the stories and the data, and when you know your numbers and you know your metrics, it's a lot easier to have those what would be hard conversations because you can strip away the emotions and really just tie it back to the activity, which is there in the data.
Oh yes, 100%, 100%. And you have to be able to know, like, you should just have your books done.
Mhm.
So now that we've seen the opportunities, what have been some cool wins you've witnessed lately?
Cool. It's really the partnerships between the team leader and their integrator. I've seen a lot of good wins. So one of the teams that I've been working with since I started in January is a lot of teams didn't have their processes dialed in. They didn't have a transaction management system, a way to submit pendings and listings to their admin, agent onboarding, and just to see a lot of the teams come a long way. I'll do a needs analysis with them. And then I start really digging deep and learning the team and what's important to them. Because it's not all a one size fits all. We all have different lead sources we're going after and what's important to the team. And to see it all come together, especially the unification of the relationships between not only the team leader and the admin, but the virtual assistant as well. Seeing the increase and the confidence that's been built within leadership has been awesome.
I really like that answer.
Thank you.
Not what I was expecting. But that
Oh, what were
is
you
so cool.
expecting?
I don't know, but definitely not that.
Okay.
I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
I'm
So
full of
lots of
surprises.
wins, lots of opportunities. And here's the deal, guys, is if you're listening to this, we just want you to win anyways. Right? Use these tips and get your business to where you want it to be. I don't think anybody really, like, you don't need to overcomplicate it, as Lauren just said.
Mm-mm.
Right?
Nope. When you do, you just keep digging that hole. It's getting ready to get ready. Sometimes you just have to do and take the action, and then you find the solution intentionally because you know what your business is going to look like, and you have the business. You've earned it. You have the business to back it up.
Lauren, what are you most excited about coming up in the future?
In the future, just continuing to see this community grow. It's been really awesome, not only just the team leaders and their admins supporting each other, it's the team leaders supporting each other, trusting each other with their clients and referrals across the country too, and just
Yeah.
continuing to see the trust being built, leaning on each other, um, and seeing those pipelines grow because it's impacting families for the better.
Hell yeah. Good. Well, Lauren, thank you so much for joining us on your second episode. And I
Thank
want to keep on
you.
doing these. I mean, this is fun. And it's, I think, just real stuff that people can implement.
Yeah.
So, for everyone out there who's checking out this episode, thank you. I hope you got something out of it. I literally did.
Good.
Okay. Like, I hope you got something out of it. Maybe something I said, or maybe just the same thing that Lauren said that really just blew me away that I'm going to go back and listen to again.
Awesome.
If you did, please like and subscribe, share with a friend. We don't run any ads. So just make sure people know, make sure people, you share it with people who will get value too. I butchered that. And if you want more information about the Reside platform or just have any more questions about us, drop me a DM on one of the social medias. And if you want to hear more from Lauren, we did your episode, like
A few months ago.
few
So
months
then
ago. You
March.
can, yeah. So probably in March. So go back in March and check out the last episode we did with Lauren and see the growth and everything. All right. We'll see you in the next episode of the Reside Platform Podcast.